Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Hello friends, today we are taking the new topic modal auxiliary verb. Which is the topic modal auxiliary verb. Actually we learn the part of speech. In the parts of speech we also deal with that topic, the verb. In the verb I classified the two types of the verb. First one is a main verb and the second one is a auxiliary verb. Okay, in auxiliary verb there are the two types, primary auxiliary and modal auxiliary. You better know that what are the primary auxiliary. I think that am, is, are, was, were, shall, will, have, has, do, does, did, all are primary auxiliary verb. And the modal auxiliary verb, now we start the modal auxiliary verb. Modal auxiliary verb is can, could, may, might, must, should, would, all are modal auxiliary. Why we use the modal auxiliary? Because we want to show the some special meaning of our sentence. Actually, lots of students ask me about that. Sir, you have to make the video on the speaking English. Actually, this is also part of speaking English. If you understand very well this topic, you have to speak fluently. Okay, let's see the topic. Modal auxiliary verb. First we take the can. We always heard the can. I can do it. I can jump. So it shows the ability, possibility, capacity. What is the meaning of can? Can has the meaning ability. If you have to present your ability by using your sentence, by telling your sentence, you have to use can. Possibility, it's a possibility, capacity, and then there is also one constructions used in the place of can. Am, is, are plus able to. What kind of construction is this? Am, is, are plus able to. Okay, so you have to use am, is, are plus able to at the place of can, and the can shows the present tense. In which tense we have to use can shows the present tense. It is not a type. It is not a kind of type of the tense. It shows the only present. While we are speaking about the present, we have to use can. Okay, because after can we have to take the could. That's why I am telling you. Then he can pass the exam. The example is there. He can pass the exam. There is a ability and there is a possibility also. Ram can win the race. This is also one example. The formula is very simple. It's very simple formula. Sentence started from subject, then can, then V1, then object. You always remind one thing. When you make the sentence of modal auxiliary verb, you have to use the first form of the verb. First form of the verb. That is very important. Now we take the next example. Riya is able to speak 4 languages. Riya is able to speak 4 languages. Use can. Now in the bracket was what it said? Use can. Riya is able to speak 4 languages. We have to use the can in the sentence. So how to use the can in the sentence? There is a is able to. The meaning of the is able to is can. The meaning of the am, is, are plus able to is can. That's why we have to use at the place of is able to can. Riya can speak 4 languages. That is the correct sentence. Like this we have to make the lots of sentence of can. Now we see the next could. Could also shows the ability, capacity, possibility. Same, the meaning of the can, ability, capacity, possibility, the same meaning of the could also. But what is the difference between the can and could? I think that only one difference of the tense. Can use in the present, could use in the past. Okay, that's it. So, and there is another meaning was, were plus able to. What is the another meaning of the could? Was, were plus able to. We saw that what is the another meaning of can? Am, is, are plus able to. In could, was, were plus able to. It shows the past tense. What shows the past tense? Could shows the past tense. Now we take the example. He could pass the exam. He could pass the exam. See the example. Then the Sanket could achieve success. Sanket could achieve success. But all these sentences which is related to the past tense, which is related to the past, not the present. If you want to tell about the present, use can. And if you want to tell about the past, use could. The meaning is same: ability, capacity, possibility, no doubt. Okay. Let's see the how to use was, were plus able to. Now we see the examples which is related to the was, were plus able to. First example: Payal could respect elders. Payal could respect elders. Okay, this is the example, and we have to use the able to in that sentence. Payal was able to respect elders. At the place of could, we use was able to. Why we use was? Because the Payal is a singular subject. That's all. Then they could win the match, and the answer is they were able to win the match. Now, were able to. Why were able to? Were able to mean, why we use were? Because the subject is plural. The subject is plural. That's why we use were. Like this, we understand the could. Now we see the next may. May it is a kind of auxiliary verb that when we want the permission or when we give the permission, in that time we always use may. The example, may I come in, sir? We always, when we are enter the classroom, we always ask the permission to sir that may I come in, sir? Okay. So it is used to ask for giving and taking formal permission. Formal. It's a formal permission. Informal and formal. We know that. Formal and informal in letters. The word is come in the letter. Formal and informal. So formal means it's a kind of officially. You have to take the permission or a formal permissions. Example is there. May I come in, sir? Then the permission also given. Yes, you may. So this is the kind of when we want the permission. Then when we take the permission or when somebody give the permission, in that case we have to use may. And in direct indirect sentence, we see the may used in a present tense. May used in a present tense. Sometimes may use in a is used for the permission. Sometimes may used for the present tense, because when we use the may, actually the present tense is in the may. Okay, so express the second meaning of the may. Look at the second meaning. Express the near possibility. In the can, 100% possibility, but in the may, express the near possibility. It's a near. It is possible. It may the rain this evening. It is possible, not 100%. Huh? It may rain. It may rain this evening. The next example, you may pass the exam. You may pass the exam. Next example. So by this, express the near possibility. The percentage of possibility is in a 50%. How many percent is there? 50%. Okay, not enough. So the next meaning of the may, express the wish. When we use the may, express our wish. May God bless you. May God bless you. May you live long. Okay, most of the times we give that kind of wishes to our dear ones. Okay, so this is the use of may. How to use may and when we use may. So actually by this, if we understand the method of the using may, the formula is very simple. Subject, then may, then V1, then object. In every model auxiliary verb, formula is same, but only the difference, the change of model auxiliary verb. Sometimes we use can, sometimes we use may, sometimes we use should, would. So only the changes of the model auxiliary verb, but the formula is same. After the model auxiliary verb, you also see that in the sentence, it may rain this evening. You may pass. Pass V1. Okay. See the example. Okay. By this we understand the may. Now you see the next might. Might, when we are talking about the might, I think that your possibility will become 25 in 25%. Very less, very less. Less possibility than me. Less than may. May, it comes in a 50% actually, but less, the may, might comes in a very less possibility. Or express the remote possibility. Remote means far away. When we are speaking about the may, a nearer possibility. Nearer possibility. May, present or may, the meaning of the may, nearer possibility. And the meaning of the might, remote possibility, far away from the our statement or what we want. Okay, so less possibility than may. I think that 25%. The percentage very less. 25%. 25%. He might help you in this matter. He might help you in this matter. She might dance in the function. Very less possibility. I think they are not possible. And that's why, because of the less possibility, may always, most of the times, not always, most of the time, may use in a past tense. May use in a past tense. I think in the direct indirect, when you make the direct to indirect, in the direct there is a may, and you want to make the indirect of this sentence, may convert into might. Okay, may, the past tense of the may is might. That's why the past tense of the may is the might, because we understand the very less possibility. When we see the less possibility in the past, in the present there is something, a hope that we can do something else, but in the past we can't do anything, and that's why the might comes in a past tense. That is the reason behind it. Most of the people, they only say that this is the might used in a past tense, and they away from these questions, go away from this question. But I think that the real meaning, that why we say that the might come in a past, because of the less possibility. Now express the more politeness in questions. You want some politeness in questions. In that case, you have to use might. Might I ask the chief minister a question? Might I ask the chief minister a question? Might I stay here tonight? So if you want to express more politeness, more, in that time we have to use the might. So this is the use of the might used in the past, and the past tense of the may. Might is the past tense of the may, and formula is very simple, because subject might plus V1. Either we can say that might comes in a past tense, but the main verb always come in a first form, not a second form. That is the reason of the modal auxiliary verb. Here the modal auxiliary verb, after the modal auxiliary verb always comes the first form of the verb. You can't write down the second form. Okay, this is the meaning of the might. Now we see the next, should. Should also express the advice and suggestion. What the should express? Should express the advice and suggestion. When you want to give the advice to someone, when we want to give the suggestion to someone, in that case you have to use should. Because should is very important. Most of the times when we are giving the advice to our friend, to our sister, to our mother, to our father, to brother, in that case you have to use should. And whatever you learn every day, I request to you, try to do practices in your house. That's very important. If you learn only, but you can't implement, if you can't practice, then you can't understand. Okay? For understanding, you just do practice. When should use for the advice? When should for the advice, the conception always starts from you should. Why the you should? Your sentence always start from the you. Why you? Because very simple. If I want to give the advice, so when I give the advice, I give the advice to the third person. Never. I give the advice to the second person. Second person, you. Who is the second person? You. In front of me, the person is second. First person I, and the second person you. So I used to give the advice to someone which is next to me, which is in front of me. In that time I give the advice. Otherwise, there is someone who is living in the Mumbai and I am living in Yavatmal and I give the advice. This is not possible. Okay. So you should take regular medicine. It is a kind of advice. Should. After should, there is a V1. Always. You should take regular medicine. Then you should study hard. Then you should take rest. Then you should wake up early in the morning. All these sentences are giving the advice. If you do, you will better. Actually, the last sentence, you should wake up early in the morning. It is really a kind of good advice. Wake up early in the morning. But when we wake up, we know that. You should wake up early in the morning. The last sentence. By this, you understand all sentence. And you have to only understand one thing. The expressions, the express, what the should express the advice and suggestions. If you want to give the suggestion or advice to someone, you have to definitely use should. Okay, this is the use of should.